In this lesson we will see how we can create a cartoonistic tree from polygons. So I'm going to start with a polygon cube, which I can create by going to create menu and poly primitives cube. Now once I created the cube, I like to bring the cube above the grid because I consider the grid to be the ground. So let's go to the side view and see this is the cube and this is the ground area. So I'll just pull this up. Okay, so now let's go ahead and press 5, which will give me my shaded mode, and I can start creating the tree. So first off, let me start by selecting face mode and choose the top face, which I'm going to extrude in order to create the tree. So let's go ahead and hold shift key, right click, which will give me the option to extrude face. You can do the same by going to, I'll just undo that, Control Z. You can also do the same by going to edit mesh, extrude. Let's go ahead and click that. It did the same thing. I can pull it up. Now the first thing is I'm going to set the height of the tree, so something like that. Okay, I'm going to make it a little smaller and pull it to one side. Now I'll just keep it a little bit more further. Okay, so now I just want to add more resolution to this or add more edge loops to this. I can add edge loops by either going to, just go ahead and select the object, either going to edit mesh and choose insert edge loop tool, so that's one choice, or if you have Maya version 2012 or above, you can choose another option called connect components. Now in order to do this connect components, you'll have to choose all the edges that needs to have the edge loop. So once you select all of them, now you can hold shift key, right click, and choose connect components, which is the same thing that is available here, connect components. So once you do that, it actually creates an edge loop in the center of the edges. So let me select all these edges. I can double click on one edge, which selects the entire edge loop. Now I can just move it around just a shape. Okay, something like that. You can pull it up a bit also. Depends on your personal preference. You can keep it wherever you like. Now the last tool that you use, if you choose insert edge loop, which will be shown here, so I can just click on this and I can continue creating more shapes. So I'll just click on that and pull it off. Okay, that looks nice. I'll add one edge loop here. Okay, that looks nice. So that created a fairly basic arc. Now I'm just going to create the second branch. So I'll just add an edge loop here just to create some kind of a square shape. And I'll pull this a little bit to the side. Okay, and I'll do the second extrude from here. So I'll select this face, extrude, and that takes it out. Okay, so I think that's too far. Pull it down and scale it down. I'm using the shortcut keys W, E, and R. So W is for move, E for rotate, and R for scale. So I'll press R to get the scale tool, and I can just scale it down. I press W to get the move tool, and I can move it up. So I can keep it wherever I want it. Just rotate it up, facing up. Okay, that is nice. And now I'll just right click and choose select. I'll hold shift key, right click, and choose insert edge loop tool. Just go ahead and choose an edge loop there. Okay, Maya has got lots of different tools, so it's totally your freedom on choosing which tool you want to use to create these edge loops and divisions and stuff. So let me just smooth that out and see how that looks. Just a fairly simple Y shape. I'm just going to add more details to it. The next thing is we have to create these roots. So before doing that, I just want to add some more detail to it. I'll just select the center one. I'll just press up arrow. This will select the entire edge ring, and I can hold shift key, right click, and choose connect components. Oops. Okay, I'll do it again. Something went wrong. Right click and choose connect components. So that selects the entire, that creates a edge loop throughout the ring. And now every time you add an edge loop or insert edge loops, just make sure that you round the shape, because see, it looks very flat. It does not create a smooth final result. Now while modeling, you might say that, yeah, when I press 3 it looks good, but it is always better to maintain a good looking result when it is not in smooth, so that when you smooth it out, your model would look perfect. So I'll just go ahead and select these faces. I can just scale them in just to create that round shape. I can just select 1, 2, 3, and scale it in. Okay, and for this last one I'll just choose this edge and smooth it out. I'll have to do the same thing in the other side, or I can also add an entire edge loop this way and scale them out. It's up to you. I'll just go ahead and choose face, select the face, 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Let's select this one also, do the same. Okay, in order to add more detail, you can, if you want, you can also add an edge loop here, which I'm not going to do right now. Okay, that looks nice. Now I'm just going to add one more small branch. It's like a broken branch that I'm planning. I'll add that here. I'll just add one edge loop horizontally here. Okay, and I'm going to use two faces. So I'll choose vertex and pull it up. Okay, select 1, 2, extrude face. I'll pull it up. Okay, there's a small problem. See, I keep faces together off, so that it's actually splitting it into two faces. So I'll just turn that off. I'll turn keep faces together on. So now hold extrude face and pull it up. Okay, so that came together. I'll just scale this in. Okay, and I can pull it up. I'll have to rotate it a bit. It's always better to rotate based on the axes that you have, so that you would get more precise results. Sometimes you might have to rotate in z-axis. I mean, the triple axis is also. Okay, that looks nice. I think I'll go to the side view and see if I can make some modifications. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and I'll just do one more extrude to make it inside. Looks nice. One more extrude, push it in. Okay, I'll add some more details out here. Okay, I'll have to scale it down a bit, pull it down maybe, and I can make some minor tweaks here. So I'll just push it in. Okay, I think that looks good. So I'll just smooth it out and see how that looks. Okay, nice. So it is good that it is coming in a different direction compared to the other two, because the other two are exactly opposite to each other. So this one being in a different axis is nice. If I want, I can round the shape a bit more. by selecting these faces. Probably just select these few faces, like 1, 2. Just pull this closer, bit up. Okay, you can do the same thing here, like 1, 2. Okay, that makes it more round. Okay, perfect. So now I can add more details depending on places, like I can add an edge loop here, do that, and immediately after that I can just pull this to the right. I can add an edge loop here. Okay, perfect. And I'll add an edge loop here because I'll have to create the roots from here. So just keep it like that. And this last bottom face, I can actually pull these faces a bit wider just to make the bottom area to be more wider. Okay, perfect. Now let me go ahead and select. Okay, I'll add few edge loops here also. One here. Two edge loops here. It's always better to add edge loops and immediately modify them to their position. Okay, good enough. I think I should add one edge loop here also. Okay, perfect. Now let me select all these faces in the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also select one and double click to get the others. And this time I'll turn the keep faces together off, and so right click and choose extrude. There we go. I'll just pull. Oh, I did a small mistake by selecting one extra face, so just deselect that and do that again. Right click, extrude faces, and pull them out. Okay, that looks nice. Now let me just go ahead and scale it down. Okay, something like that. Looks like a starfish. Okay, I'll just pull this down. Let's see, make sure that it is touching the ground, not too much inside the ground. So you can use the side view to do that. Okay, now we'll have to modify this individually because some roots has to be longer, some of them has to be shorter, some of them have to be wider, some of them have to be thin. So I'll just pull this manually. Okay, one can go in, this can go to the right. This is very much random movements, just to make it look more organic. Of course it is cartoonistic, but organically cartoonistic or cartoonistically organic. Okay, I'll select this one and add connect components just to add an edge loop. I can select this entire loop. I can scale it down. Okay, I'll scale it down like that and push it down a bit and take it closer. Add more edge loops. If you have some kind of reference, then you can use the reference. I'm simply doing it without any reference, just random movements. We just smooth that out and it's okay. I think this one I'll have to make it more longer. This is simply random positioning and shaping. So there's no rule that says that you have to do it in certain ways. Okay, connect components. Okay, so I'll just pull this slightly off. Just make it as random as possible. So we'll keep the last one tiny. Okay, I'll continue doing the same. I'll make it a bit quick. So select that, press up arrow, or I can just use the insert edge loop tool. And choose the vertices this time. And keep it pretty long. And this one I'll keep it short, just close by. I'll still add an edge loop. Something like that. This one I'll keep it pretty long. And smaller there. Add a couple of edge loops. One going here, another one going there. I'll choose face or extrude. I can also do this individually just by extruding each of the faces. So there's basically no limit on how you do it. What matters is the final result should look good, that's all. Okay. Okay, something like that. Can add one more here. Pull it out a bit. Just keep it low. Okay. So that's the base of the tree. Now if you want to keep it long, you can keep it long. If you want to keep it short, you can keep it short. Now once that is done, let's go ahead and get started with the leaves. Now I'm gonna keep it very simple, so I'll just go ahead and choose a sphere, a polygon sphere. Make it a bit bigger, just so that it covers up the entire tree. A bit more bigger, and I'll flatten it a bit, something like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the lower half. So let me go to the side view. I'll choose face mode, and let me select this entire lower half, and I'll delete that. Okay, now I'll have to do, okay, that looks nice as a tree. Now I'll have to select the entire edge loop in the bottom, and I'll turn on keep faces together and choose extrude, and I'll push them straight down. Okay, now I'm going to do another extrude. Take it in. I'll do a couple of more extrudes. So I can go to the center. Okay, and finally I'll just right click and choose close, fill hole, so that fills the hole. Now what I'm going to do is choose face, select one face down here, and press shift key and select the second one, so that would select the entire face loop. Now this time, before I do extrude, I'll have to turn off the keep faces together. Turn off, and now hold shift key, right click, extrude face, and I'll pull it down. And if you change to scale mode and scale it down, that looks nice. Okay, you can pull it down a bit more further depending on how long you want to have. Let's go ahead and smooth it out and see how that looks. hmm Okay, just to add more uh, detail, I'll make a copy of this. Control D, make it a bit smaller, and push it up. There you go. You can even have three uh, three copies. It's up to you. So that's our cartoonistic